Cheri Kaufman, the founding partner of Kaufman Astoria Studios. Please give her a warm welcome.
Hello, I'm here to answer the question that I'm sure you're all thinking. How many more speakers until lunch? Well, hang in there, because there's only one more after me. I've come here today to share with you a perspective that spans over many years, because as I look upon the bright, young, and determined faces in this room, I see someone I recognize. Yes, I see myself. Years ago, setting off on all my adventures and amazing experiences. I was then a young woman just barely out of college and working in the hospitality industry. I was offered a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, an executive position as Middle East Director of Acquisitions for the Intercontinental Hotel chain. The catch was, it meant moving to Dubai, which then was just beginning its climb towards its future status as a world capital. It was very, very scary proposition. I knew how exceptionally rare it was that a woman, especially a young, single, dare I say attractive, Western woman, would be negotiating contracts with sheikhs and royal families in such a traditional male-dominated culture. My parents, of course, were very concerned. "You have more guts than brains," my mother said to me one day. Not that she thought that I wasn't smart. She knew that I always had a curiosity about life. She also knew that I was fearlessly determined to explore and experience the world. Neither she nor I knew at the time that my decision to move halfway across the world would set in motion a career and a life that even today continues to surprise me at every turn. My hotel career, which included posting in Dubai, Sharjah, Cairo, New Delhi, and Singapore, brought me in contact with many inspiring people, heads of state and international entrepreneurs. On these travels to city and far-off countries, I was witness to and informed by a vast variety of cultures, people, traditions, and lifestyles so different than my own. These adventures awakened me to a lifelong capacity for empathy, passion, to make a difference in this world. When I was your age, I certainly never imagined that I'd be speaking in front of the podium at the UN General Assembly. I'm proud to say that from an early stage in my life, I have endeavored to translate my idealisms, curiosity, tenacity, and energy, qualities I perceive in all of you, into rewarding involvements with charities, philanthropies, and art organizations that foster culture, understanding, and global cooperation. For no matter what form it takes, philanthropy, defined as the love of mankind, allows us to imagine what it's like to walk in someone else's shoes and how we would feel if we had to face their challenges, to feel the incredible affirmation of one's own humanity by giving hope and helping others in this world. Remain alert. You will discover that life is constantly presenting you with situations in which you can make a difference. The act of giving may involve you being generous with your time, generous with your creativity, generous with your enthusiasm as you reach out to your friends to urge them to consider being supportive. Currently, I serve as Lifeline Foundation's Vice President of the Board of Directors. For those who don't know it, Lifeline is a non-profit organization that provides humanitarian aid and medical assistance to the innocent children of war-torn Serbia. The mission I've been on to that region and the relief I've seen in action have affected me deeply and stiffened my resolve to pitch in and help. The plight of Middle East refugees now streaming across Europe has been taken up by Lifeline. It is the love that allows us to be more deeply empathize with our fellow humans. This is a bond that you and I share, because I know it is your concern for others, your expansive values and commitment to global issues that have brought each and every one of you here from distant corners of the world to this great room for this important gathering, perhaps your first foray upon the global stage. You are here, maybe to advance yourselves, but more nobly to promote the welfare of others. You and your generation are just arriving at your opportunities to take the world on and to change it for the better. Like every new generation, the ancestors who preceded you, and especially those who raised you, are somewhat skeptical about your prospects. Not unlike my contemporaries, the flower power youth of the late 70s, you and your fellow millennials are reputed to be self-absorbed and entitled. You have been raised in a digital age, in a global culture saturated with self-help, self-love, and selfie sticks. So naturally, there are elders who worry and wonder if your generation will want or be able to reach out and help others. Happily, the answer is a resounding yes. In fact, statistics gathered by the Case Foundation already prove it. In 2013, for instance, 83% of millennials responding to a Case survey said they made a financial gift to a nonprofit organization in the previous year. You are truly the new philanthropists. You are here because you have chosen altruism over narcissism. You've arrived at this conference to help advance the UN Sustainable Development Goals, to alleviate poverty, to end hunger, ensure access to good education, and advance gender equality. You are here because fundamentally, within your hearts, within your guts, as my mother would say, you care about our world and its future. Thanks to your extensive immersion in social media, you have an expansive understanding of the tremendous challenges our world must overcome. Many of you have made those challenges your own personal experiences and priorities. Your commitment to the world is simultaneously selfish and selfless. Indeed, your generation is in the process of making its presence felt by making a difference in a new and very effective ways. You are the masters of social media, teaching the world how to put the technology at our fingertips into effective messages that instantly echo around the world. You are showing us that the best use of digital platform is not to point to your smartphones at yourself, but to share with the world what you see with your eyes. When you see injustice, when you see indifference, when you see inequality, you amplify your outrage to the ears and the eyes of others. This will be the great challenge of your generation. How to unleash your skills, live your lives, and facilitate change by fortifying the institutions and organizations that manifest your values. Philanthropy is the down payment one generation makes to secure a world for the next. In other words, philanthropy is the very currency of sustainability. And so please forgive me if I sound like your big sister, but I'm here to cheer you on because I believe in you. Take advantage of this moment, this occasion of being surrounded by like-minded leaders of tomorrow. Look to your right, look to your left. These people will be your colleagues, your collaborators, your partners, your supporters. As they say in Broadway's Hamilton, history has its eyes on you. You are the new generation of leaders, willing to commit yourself to philanthropy as a way of life, fully integrated into business, government, and private sector. So dare to imagine a better future. the future that does not just happen as we imagine it. We can go out and create it with our guts and our brains by the everyday things we do. Martin Luther King Jr. didn't tell us, "I have a plan." He inspired us saying, "I have a dream." So for every individual, the big questions are, what values do you care about? Think about it. How can you engage others to enact them? What organizations exist that best embody your ideals and deserve your support at this time? I urge you to exploit the inspirational powers of what interests you, what moves you, what captures your imagination. There will always be resistance. There will always be those who tell you not to try, that the cost is too high or the distance is too great. Be persistent. Believe. Be flexible. Be resilient. Be ready to take the old model and make it fresh. Be the difference between the world as it is and the world as it might be. You want a better world? Go create it.